So you're wrong.
I know.
You're wrong.
I know, Brian. I'm a dope.
What did I say that's wrong? What did I say that's wrong? And I'm asking you, what did I say that's wrong? Let's go to Herb. Herb is next up on PTL. What's up, Herb?
Hey, Herb.
Hey, how you doing, you guys? Listen, Brian, I have to call your show from time to time to try to get a clarification on things because I just don't understand it. But yesterday, when Kamala was speaking to the press for about a minute and a half,
yep.
She had said in her speech that day that she wanted to attack inflation, and she wanted to get a hold to it when she got into office.
Who wouldn't want to?
Guys, yeah. No. It's something that we all want.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But my question is, how is she going to do it? What are her plans on doing it?
So, do you understand any of her policies and the things that she's talked about in the contrast with the economy compared to her and Donald Trump? For example, Donald Trump had the highest tax breaks for the rich. He's already promised that. I believe tax breaks for middle-class families and not giving tax breaks to the rich will put more money in people's pocket. That's number one. That will absolutely 100% help when it comes to inflation. When it comes to policies, for example, like not having maternity leave or helping mothers raise children that are suffering, that are living paycheck to paycheck, that'll put extra money in their pocket. That's number two. Number three. Okay, you don't want if you don't want to let me finish, and you want, I can name you 20.
I thought you were through.
No, I'm not through. I see, because I could name you 20 or 30 differences that Harris will do to help the economy and to help everyday, regular day families. And by the way, it could be any governmental program with families that are struggling. Could be food stamps, could be welfare. Basically, any government program that Harris is for, Donald Trump is against, because he had the biggest tax breaks for the rich in the history of this country, at least in my lifetime. I know that is 100% to be a fact. And by the way, if people like you want to criticize Harris, because I know a lot of right-wingers out there.
I haven't said anything, Brian. I'm asking you.
And he just asked you a question. Brian, he asked you, calm down. He asked you a question.
Okay, hold on.
And you're answering it to the extent that you can, because you don't have expertise. But
hold on. Herb, okay. I said if. I didn't say you were, so I need you to pay attention. I said if people like you are criticizing Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for the inflation that we've had in this country over the last 3.5 years, then all you have to do is compare this country to the countries that we compare ourselves to, the G-Summit countries across the world. We are doing better than just about all of them. Joe Biden and Harris didn't create inflation around the world. We had a war in the Ukraine, which we still have, the war in the Middle East and the issues we have there, which we still have. We were coming out of a global pandemic. So if you want to give credit to the Biden administration from where inflation is now to where it was, you go right ahead and you can do that. I will choose the woman who has helped get us out of inflation, who has pure policies that will direct us continuing to go in the right direction, over the orange man who has given us the biggest tax breaks to the top 1% in American history. Now I'm done.
Can I ask you a question right quick? Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. What was the inflation rate at the time that Biden took office? I'm just asking.
Sure. I don't have the inflation number right in front of me. What I will tell you.
I can tell you what it was. Let me tell you what it was.
Okay, what was it?
Let me tell you.
Oh, sure.
It was 1.5%. Biden said it was 9.5%.
Sure.
So right off the bat, you're wrong.
Okay, so first of all, how can I be? Hey, dummy! How can I be wrong when I didn't even answer your question, you fool? Don't hang up on him. How can I be wrong when I didn't even answer your question, you dope? That's number one. I'm not wrong. If you compare this country to the G-Summit countries across the world, we are doing better than they are. Hey, dope, did we have a war in the Ukraine when Joe Biden took office? No, we didn't. And we were just starting to come out of a pandemic thanks to Joe Biden, not Donald Trump. Did we have the war in Palestine, Gaza, the conflict with Israel when Biden took office? Those are all factors that cause inflation. But sadly, you're not smart enough to understand that. So you're wrong.
I know.
You're wrong.
I know, Brian. I'm a dope.
What did I say that's wrong? What did I say that's wrong? And I'm asking you. What did I say that's wrong? 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 Answer the question, you dope. You MAGA dope.
I will.
What did I say that's wrong?
I'll tell you what it is.
Go ahead, dope.
I'll tell you what it is. If you think that raising taxes are going to cut down inflation, You're dumber than I thought you were.
Okay, well, guess what? So what you're trying, and then he hangs up the phone, you coward, you dope. So what you are doing, you stupid MAGA moron, is you are trying to make the case that the biggest tax breaks for the top 1% is great for the economy and doesn't hurt us. What I'm trying to tell you, with any person with an IQ over 20 that doesn't wear the Donald Trump knee pads like you do, sir, is that when you don't give tax breaks to the top 1%, and as Joe Biden has said, they pay their fair share, and you allow tax breaks for middle-class Americans that maybe are making less than $60,000 a year in household income, they'll put extra dollar bills in their pocket and they'll be able to go see a movie. They'll be able to go to a restaurant. They'll be able to go spend money with their kids and do things that they normally wouldn't do. The tax breaks in this country shouldn't be going to the top 1%. They should be going to people in this country that are working, that are paying taxes, but that are living paycheck to paycheck and that are struggling. And I'm sorry, sir, if you're bird for brains and you don't seem to understand that. I try to spell it out for you, sir, but you didn't address anything that I said. You just made idiotic comments and idiotic statements because you're a MAGA deplorable. So go ahead and vote for your orange turd, rapist, 34-count felon. You go ahead and you walk with your little Trump fingers and you go there. You go there and you bring your Confederate flag with you. You go right ahead, sir, and you do that. But I could care less, because at the end of the day, Harris is the one that is going to be the next president of the United States, not your orange turd rapist leader.
And I'll chime in real quick, Shab, because so you can take a breath, because your head's about to explode.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I can't wait. Tell me what you think.
First of all, Brian, with Don Lemon and you don't understand, it doesn't make any difference what the statistics say. It can be all the numbers can coincide with the Biden administration. If I'm going to the store and I know I'm spending $20, $30, $40 more a week than I was a year or two ago on groceries, it doesn't make any difference what the statistics say.
Herb. Okay, Herb, let me respond to that. Okay, Herb, let me respond to that. First of all, that's a very ignorant way of thinking, and I will explain to you why. First of all, there's cause and effect. If you want to be on this phone call with me now and blame Joe Biden for inflation throughout the world, that makes you an ignoramus. That's number one. Number two, when we talk about the economy, and when I say we, I mean brilliant economists, not you, not me, talk about the economy, they compare this country to the G7 countries across the world. Now, I know you don't want to talk about facts, which are statistics. I do on this show. It's not about how people feel, and it's not just about who the president was. It's about where the numbers are, why they are there, and what have we done to recover from them. And I repeat to you once again, we are ranked number one compared to all the G7 countries across the world when it comes to inflation. Inflation was up and is still up across the world. It has been consistently going down since Joe Biden took office, since 2021, I believe, actually. So for you to sit here and say, my gas is more, look at inflation, that's all Joe Biden's fault. You can have that opinion if you want, sir, but you sound really dumb when you make a statement like that, with all due respect.
Okay, well, Brian, it's the same way with crime. If you think crime is down... No. I'm going
to let you continue, but you're not going to get away with that. I don't think crime is down. Violent crime is down over 30% since Trump left office across the country. How do we know that? Yes, I'm going to say it, Herb. Actual stats and numbers from the FBI. So let me correct you. It's not what I think, sir. It's what you think, because you're the one who doesn't want to talk about stats, and you're the one that doesn't want to talk about facts. You just want to walk to the grocery store and you look at a price and you just want to blame Joe Biden for your hangnail, sir. No. It's not. No, it's not what I think. Okay. What I think is that Kamala Harris is going to win in November. That's what I think. It's called an opinion. It's not an opinion when I say violent crime is down, sir. Get it through your head. It's a fact.
Can I talk, Brian?
You can talk when you say something that's factually accurate. It's not what I think, guy.
You know what, Brian? I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I can't wait. Tell me what you think.
First of all, you need people like us calling in. us conservatives to call into your program.
Okay, let's talk about that. I welcome conservatives to call into the show. I don't need you, and the country doesn't need you, okay? You're welcome to call into the show, and I'm welcome to hear a different point of view. But my radio show is going to be just fine. Just because I have one less MAGA clown that's calling in won't hurt my bottom line, sir. Hey, guess what? That's what I think. That's what I think. Crime is down throughout the country. Over 30%. That's not what I think. That's a fact. Donald Trump did not win the 2020 election. Joe Biden did. That's not what I think. That's a fact. Joe Biden didn't cause the inflation all across the world. We had a war going on in the Ukraine. We had something called COVID, which we were trying to get out of. Inflation was up all over the world, and we are number one inflation compared to all the other G7 countries. Hey, Herb, that's not what I think. That is called a fact, my friend, okay? That is called a fact. And it won't kill me, Herb, if you never call. No. You can ask me something else. But guess what? It won't kill me if you never call back into the show, and I won't miss you, Herb, okay? So don't you give me that nonsense. All right, I'll let you finish. Okay, good. I'm glad we agree. Now I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Let me just say one more thing. You say crime is down.
No. I'm gonna again. You keep phrasing it the wrong way.
Brian,
you keep phrasing it the wrong way. I'm gonna correct you again, MAGA dope. I'm gonna correct you again. It's not what. Why are you so ignorant? You don't understand what I'm saying. It's not what I am saying. It's not what I think. I'm speaking slowly, so even a special MAGA like yourself could understand. Violent crime is down throughout the country over 30%. And the cities are all reporting. A new report came out the other day, so you can't use that MAGA excuse anymore. It's not what I am saying, Herb. Now, if you want to rephrase your question and be factually accurate, then we can have a conversation. Herb, it's not what I think. First of all, crime is down. Violent crime is down throughout the country. Okay, Herb? So go ahead and rephrase your stupid question. Go ahead.
I'm not going to bother you no more because you know what? Every time somebody calls me.
Thank you. Don't bother me anymore. Have a nice day, Herb. We could leave the conversation right there. Hey, Herb, I think I'll be just fine if you don't call into this show anymore. Hey, Herb, I think you're a moron. Hey, Herb, I think you have a very low IQ. Hey, Herb, I think if there were less people like you in America, the country would be doing a hell of a lot better. You spread misinformation and lies, and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Herb. I think my show will be just fine without one less MAGA clown. Have a nice day. So what did Donald Trump do? So what did Donald Trump do? So what? Oh, you want to talk about a photo shoot? What did Donald Trump do when he set up bricks in front of where he spoke? What did Donald Trump do? What did he do? Let's go to Patrick. Patrick is next on PTL. What's up, Patrick?
Hey, Brian. Good to talk to you again, man. In regards to our conversation yesterday, buddy, this thing with Tim Walz, I think it's clear that he misspoke about the school shooter being friends with them. I don't think there's any evidence, my man, that he actually met with any school shooters.
I never said he met.
I'm wrong.
I never said he met with any school shooters. I never said that yesterday.
In our conversation, you said he was meeting with school shooters to
I never said
future school shootings and determine what's causing them to do it. Is that right?
Patrick, I never said he met with a school shooter. Now, his statements that he made yesterday on the debate stage when he said that he befriended, I believe that was the term that he uses, he clarified his statements yesterday. When I hear somebody make a statement like that, I know that Tim Walz comes from the right place. He doesn't want to just be friends and hang out with murderers, okay? He clarified his statement. Sadly, sometimes Tim Walz, and this happens, you misspeak. He was talking about David Hogg. Okay, well, that's fine. If you want to call him a knucklehead, that's fine. Do you have a problem like when Donald Trump misspeaks?
He called himself a knucklehead, Brian. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. So would you characterize Donald Trump as a knucklehead? Like when Donald Trump talks about ripping up the Constitution, or when Donald Trump has nicknames for people, or when Donald Trump talks about Hannibal Lecter or electrocuting sharks, would you characterize Donald Trump as a knucklehead? Or is it just Tim Walz because of that statement? I'm just asking.
Well, I think we need to go back to yesterday's conversation.
No, I think we need to go back. No, I think we need to. No,
you're trying to correct yourself.
I think we need to go back. No, I think you look stupid, sir, with all due respect. I think we need to go back to that same question. You just called Tim Walz a knucklehead for misspeaking. I am asking you a very specific question. We're not going back to yesterday. We're going back to right now. when Donald Trump talks about Hannibal Lecter or electrocuting sharks, or when Donald Trump makes idiotic, stupid statements like Kamala turned black, would you also characterize that as knucklehead statements? It's a very simple question, sir. Go ahead and answer it, Patrick.
I think Trump is very entertaining. I think he is funny.
Okay, gotcha.
I
So
love
you
his
think it's entertaining and funny when you say Kamala Harris turned black. You think it's entertaining and funny when you lie about legal Haitian immigrants eating cats and dogs and stealing your pets. You think it's funny when he has nicknames for all sorts of different people that he doesn't like. You think it's funny when he incites violence and he says, I'd like to rough that guy up. I'll pay your legal bills if you rough that guy up. Would you characterize, Patrick, those statements as being funny?
Hey, speaking about the dog.
No. You're going to answer my question. You're not changing the subject. When he says he doesn't respect a POW for being captured, would you characterize that as, quote, entertaining and funny?
I'm talking about Kamala being black.
I'm not.
And it's kind of funny enough.
You think that's funny?
You mentioned that. Brian.
You think that's funny?
You mentioned that.
Do you think that's funny?
It is funny because
it's funny. So it's funny to attack somebody's race.
Don Lemon in 2019 argued with his panel that she was not black.
This conversation has nothing to do with Don Lemon. It has to do with you and me and the statements of Donald Trump. You said you like his entertaining comments and you think he's funny. This has nothing to do with Don Lemon, and I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you think, Patrick, it's funny to attack somebody and to attack their race or lack thereof when we know that Kamala Harris's father is from Jamaica and we know her mother is from India? Do you think it's funny for the former president of the United States, trying to be the leader of the free world once again, to say somebody turned black? I'm asking you, Patrick, and that has nothing to do with anybody else. Do you think that's funny?
Well, I agree with Don Lemon that I think it's pandering when you.
I didn't ask you. I don't care. That wasn't the question.
Patrick, she's not black.
Patrick,
everybody knows she's not black.
Patrick, when did you turn stupid?
I agree with Don Lemon. What can I say, man?
Patrick,
I hate to say that.
Patrick,
I agree with Don Lemon.
Patrick, I'm just being funny and entertaining. When did you turn into a racist? When did you turn stupid?
That's funny, man.
I'm entertaining. I'm being entertaining. I'm being funny.
Conversation. And you know what?
He is black.
Tell you again,
hey, Patrick.
The news cycle is going to be a nightmare and an uphill battle for this administration. Right. Now with the disaster and the FEMA response.
What was the disaster?
Whoa.
Let's go one at a time. I know you want to deflect. Joe Biden has released the governors. Okay, well, let's talk about the FEMA response since you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. They implemented the maximum amount of funds that they could release when it came to FEMA. The Republican governors even admitted that Joe Biden has done anything and everything that they've asked for and that they had everything they could possibly ask for. So please explain to me how Joe Biden answer the question.
Why is the whole area right now under a no-fly zone and resources aren't being allowed to be flown in?
Okay, the reason why, first of all, that is not true. There are resources and there are people that are helping and bringing food and water. So what you just said is not factually accurate. It is still extremely volatile and dangerous situation. But you see, people like you don't understand the funds that were allocated. And you also don't understand the Republicans are the ones that are the reasons, including Donald Trump, who had a maximum payment of $500. Republicans are the ones that keep shooting down what Joe Biden has tried to implement, which was more money to help people when it came to relief. We heard the same thing in Maui from people like you, quite frankly, Patrick.
These people don't need money right now. They need baby formula. They need water. They need food to survive.
Do you have the statistics? Do you have the statistics? Do you know what they have allocated in the food and water and what they have done? Or are you the type of person that thinks Donald Trump's visit out there?
Brian,
if they don't need money, if they don't need money,
what they allocate if they're not receiving it, if these supplies aren't going in,
they have received it. What are you talking about? He implemented this act and he put stuff in place from FEMA already.
There's a no-fly zone over the whole area because.
So what did Donald Trump do? So what did Donald Trump do? So what? Oh, you want to talk about a photo shoot? What did Donald Trump do when he set up bricks in front of where he spoke? What did Donald Trump do? What did he do? Did he give people food and water?
It didn't cause a no-fly zone over the whole area.
All right, Patrick. I appreciate the call, Patrick. Thank you so much for calling in. We got Patrick who wants to talk about a no-fly zone. Holy smokes.